creating mobile app, it was always one of the difficult process for everybody out there. Maybe you are a web developer who wants to build mobile apps, or maybe you are somebody who doesn't know anything about web development or anything like that, but you just want to build one mobile application. Either way, you have to learn lots of programming in maybe Kotlin, Java, and you had to install something called as Android Studio, or for iOS you had to install their Xcode. And either way, the entire process of installation and learning one concept and building something, and again learning for another platform like iOS or any other platform, it was entirely tough process. In order to solve this particular thing, there is something called as Flutter, and in Flutter you need to learn one language called as Dart, and you can learn it separately or you can learn it alongside the Flutter, no problem. And using this you can build mobile application which will run natively on Android as well as even iOS, and more recently it can even run on website, meaning you can literally build website using just one code base. So if you just code once one mobile application, it can run on iOS, it can run on Android, it can even run on website also. So this is probably one of the best thing anybody can learn, and once you learn this particular thing, you are going to love it because it has lots of amazing feature which we'll talk in this video. First thing which I want to highlight in this video is Flutter has one of the best development process. I have developed apps using Android natively using Android Studio, as well as I used something called as Ionic framework, and even I used something called as React Native. So in all these three things which I mentioned, the development process was really hectic, meaning in order to set up even one simple application, you have to go through like lots of process. Leave about the part of installation, maybe you will do it one time, maybe it will take half an hour or maybe it will take more than that, but it's fine, it's just for once. But when you are building application, you will be building it multiple times. Maybe you will try to learn using one application, then immediately you are like, okay, let me set up another application. And in all the other platform other than this Flutter, the setup was hectic. You might need to install something called as Node.js, and you need to install lots of packages in order to make sure something works. Or even in Android, there is like lots of problems with the Gradle, and sometimes apps just don't run. And Android Studio might be one of the not that much great IDE. I know even my friends love it a lot, but it's not that much great if you are coming from like some other platform like web development where you use Visual Studio Code. But the thing with Flutter is it is going to run very smoothly. The installation part, it's not that much tough to do, but once you install it, the creating application is blazingly fast. I don't know how do they do it, but the moment you run that Flutter create command, it's immediately created. I don't know how does that even work. So once that application is created, running it is also not that much tough. If you have like decent internet and decent specification in your laptop, within few seconds the application is on your emulator or even on your physical device. There won't be any kind of lag between installation and all. If you used React Native or even native Android, there is so much time for building application and all those stuffs which will involve lots of hectic time. But in Flutter, there is nothing like that. And once you build application, what is next? You need to have one good UI. And in order to make that UI in Java or in Kotlin, you had to use something called as XML. There you go, another technology which you have to learn in order to make sure you can create good UI. And in another side, React Native, it also has like lots of complicated component process in order to give some style. In order to get one simple styling setup, you need to write like lots of styles in order to make it happen. And installing UI libraries, forget about that. It's going to take lots of time, and I have noticed lots of performance issues when you are running it on production. Either way, Flutter has like really good kind of UI component from Material. It's actually built by Google. The Flutter has been created by Google. So Google have implemented their own Material library which you can use, and you can make so much beautiful design with very little code. Here you can see how much nice design it has by default without any kind of configuration, and it's highly customizable, meaning you can change colors, you can change and you can make it look like however you want to look. There is no problem in terms of customization in Flutter. And there you go, there is one dependency, that is Dart language, which you need to learn in order to understand how to code using Flutter. But the thing with Dart language is it's very easy to use. If you are from coding background, maybe you learnt it in your college, C, C++ or some other language, maybe even Java. That time, learning Flutter is not that much tough. It's one of the amazing language out there, and learning it and actually doing it also is one of the excitement process out there. And whenever you are creating some variable, there is like very nice kind of auto completion in Visual Studio Code if you are coding using that. And moreover that the Dart is highly typed language, so you get all those features of making sure to declare types and validation on Visual Studio Code only directly before even running the code, so that you can get some error figured out even before actually code runs. So those and all like highly complicated stuffs. Even on simple way, if you're using Dart, it's one of the beautiful language, and you'll find it amazing to understand and learn it, rather learning like Flutter or even React in terms of learning JavaScript. You're going to enjoy learning Flutter with Dart. And another thing which I noticed recently is Flutter has like really good community out there. In YouTube, so many channels which are highly dedicated to just making Flutter videos are out there. I'll surely link some of them down in the description box below, so do check them out. And moreover that, if you search for some error, obviously you'll get answer in Reddit or even in Stack Overflow, and even in general so many websites are there which are like dedicated to take some concept and explain it to you. I'll link them also down in the description box, so you can check them out. But even doing one Google search or YouTube search is going to give you the exact answer which you want to find. And lots of companies are also providing SDK like Firebase and all the other companies. They provide SDKs for running their feature on your Flutter application, so you don't have to worry that oh, might this support or this might not support. Most big companies use Flutter on their code base, so that's why you don't have to worry about that. One of the companies which I usually use is something called as Zerodha. Their app named Kite is built using Flutter only, and it runs blazingly smooth, and it's wonderful to use with the nice UI and all. And I hope you are going to make amazing application using Flutter. So don't forget to check this particular video out where I just show you how to build one hello world application using Flutter. And don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends who might want to know what is Flutter. So that's it for this video, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.